So how do you create an appealing vision for your business? How do you do that? And maybe you have a rough picture of the vision. Maybe you know tangibly what you're doing, but you're not really sure about the why and the purpose and the meaning and everything behind it. Maybe that also manifests in your motivational level. Maybe you're not as motivated as you used to be. And you're also having a little hard time if you want to, for example, raise funding to clearly explain like what is the vision of all that, like what is the long-term ideas, what are my values. If you want to get some clarity here, then you're right. And I want to give you just a couple of ideas what might be important to take into consideration. Now, if you worked with me before, you probably know that I'm a very much a fan of Abraham Maslow. He's the psychologist who came up with this pyramid of needs. Most underrated psychologist. He wrote books about people who are very healthy and developed, specifically self-actualized. And he did a lot of research and did a lot of interviews, and he noticed one thing that might be also here, that is, I'm very sure, very important for your vision. And it is that self-actualized people, so the most 2%, like the healthiest 2% of humanity, are having a purpose in life, and this purpose is never just about themselves. It's always something bigger than themselves. It always has some sort of meaning, and in a sense it strives to improve the world. In a sense it's very selfless. But those people also really combine the idea of that selfishness and selflessness is one. So I'm most selfless if I'm really living up my purpose and my vision and helping a lot of people, because this makes me most happy. And by the way, also most rich. But I'm also providing the most I can for this world. So that's the first idea right here. Your vision must be about something bigger than yourself. What is the value that you want to provide to this world? How are you going to make a difference? How are you going to make this world a better planet? Now, another idea is that you'll come up, and this is the end goal of a lot of reflections, that at the end of the day, you're going to come up with a purpose statement that is no longer than 15 words. Nothing more. If you struggle to put the idea of what you're doing within 15 words, then you haven't understood it yourself. So the fewer words, the better. And if you're still having more than 15 words, you are not there yet. You still don't understand what is the core meaning and purpose of your business. And if you really want to connect your business to a meaningful vision, then the following might always help you, and it is a set of values. You might have seen this with a couple of people that they talk about values. And based on your values, you can come up with this vision statement. So this is probably the biggest problem right here. If you're sitting right now in your office and you're trying to think about a vision, is that the problem is that you're asking the wrong question. You're asking the last question, and you haven't even done your homework, everything that is before, like figuring out the values of your business. That alone takes at least a week. I do have a guided process, and with my clients we usually spend 2 weeks on just figuring out the most important values of themselves, and then asking ourselves, how can we connect it to the business, right? Because the business is an expression of yourself, so you really want to connect it to your own values. And values are the biggest leverage for motivation. So if you suddenly figure out your own values and you connect them to your business, and you ask yourself, hey, why am I doing this? Oh, because of those values, and this is most meaningful to me in life. Suddenly it all makes sense. You're much more motivated. But you can also much better express what you're doing. And if somebody's asking you randomly on a house party, hey, what are you doing? You're suddenly, instantly, can really, from the bottom of your heart, just explain what you're doing, because you're just talking about your core values. Also, your strength might be important and very meaningful, and then understanding what your vision at the end is. Also, your ideal medium. So how are you doing something, right? I mean, you can improve the world with a lot of random and different ideas, but also, for example, maybe you want to make the world more mindful. But the question is, what is your medium? Like, are you having a mindfulness app? Are you doing one-on-one coaching? Are you giving yoga retreats on Bali? Like, how do you do that? And again, the question why? Like, why does this then fit to you as a human or as a business? Very important. So I'm just giving right now a couple of random hints, such as your values, your strength, your medium. And those are all questions you need to ask yourself. You got to do a little bit of the groundwork first. I would be also extremely confused if I'm sitting there and instantly asking myself the question, okay, what's my vision? What's the vision of the business? This is like the 10th question you should ask. And you need to do a little groundwork. Yeah. And again, what I said in the beginning, it must be something that is bigger than yourself. And it's something that you also really need to feel. So you cannot just come up with a random business and purpose statement and not really feel it. And that's why the groundwork is so important. Also some self-discovery of what do you really want and how can you connect it to that business, or how do you even need to slightly switch up the business. Sometimes just slight changes or big changes within your motivation and your clarity of what you're really doing. Yeah. So the groundwork, that's probably the key message here. The groundwork is key. Asking yourself this question right now, what's my vision, is confusing everybody. And if you want help with that, I do actually have a very specific purpose coaching program and a vision coaching program where I guide entrepreneurs through a process. There are 6 steps to come up at the end of this coaching program with a clear one-pager, which is just summarizing your business. And if people are reading this, they have an extremely good idea of what you are doing. You're getting to the core. Like, this is the summary of the entire existence of your business, and it feels so real and so truthful and so perfect that then this also gives you easy time to make decisions with your business. You can make life-changing decisions with your business within 5 minutes, but also communicate that very easily. If you're interested in that, click the link below. There you can sign up for a free call with me. We have a 1-hour strategy call. We can individualize the strategy also more and understand whether this might fit to your business and whether it might be helpful to work together. Yeah. Otherwise, if you have any questions, just leave them below. You can also contact me privately, but I think the best thing is to just schedule this call, a one-on-one free call, no strings attached. And I'm happy to look, and I'm looking forward to talking to you soon.